This is Bear Trap with an exclamation point. Bear Trap is a spatial strategy game set across the Sierra Nevadas on a backpacking adventure. It'll take 2 to 5 players, about an hour to play, and it has lots of fun little shapes that you get to play around with because this is a spatial strategy game. And at the heart of it is smart space management because you only have your backpack on this little adventure of yours. And to win the game, you get points by going to really cool destinations. And whoever has the most points at the end wins. You get to these destinations and get their points by spending these little blue food tokens. So you need to be able to fit all the food you need to get to these destinations in your backpack. But once you get to these destinations and you get your points, those points, they take up space too, which means the better you're doing and the further along in the game, it means the less space you're going to have to work with and the smarter you're going to have to be to make it work. Now, basically, there's a couple of things that make Bear Trap special. There's an element of tension here because, as the title suggests, there is a bear trap waiting for you. There is a trap on this board. And whoever's in last place, so this is kind of a catch-up mechanic, gets to set a bear trap under one of these destinations secretly so the other players don't know where it is. And if the other players take this destination and pay for it with the right amount of food, there may be these useless little tokens hiding underneath it. That's just going to clog up space in their backpack and make it even more difficult for them to get to where they need to go and get all the points that they need. So there's always an element of just tension and fear as you're playing this game. And also, the way that your turn works is you basically just one action per turn. And you do that by selecting, in like a little worker placement mechanic, you move your little token to a spot, you do that action, and that is your turn. And the fun thing about this is that there's a couple of these really good actions that only have one space. And let's say your buddy is blocking it. Well, you can swap places with them. That's totally fine. You get to do that action. But if you move them to a new space on a new action, they immediately get to do that after your turn. So if you block your friends, you're not preventing them from doing something fun. They can still do something fun, but it's going to cost them and it's going to give you an extra action. So when you go on what actions is a fun little element of strategy in this game. So overall, you have just the fear that comes in knowing that one of these cards is trapped. And as the game progresses, you set more and more traps. So it's just tension all around. You're struggling to try to figure out how you're going to fit everything that you need to get those last little bits of points. And you're trying to jockey for position on this action board to be able to get the actions that you need before anybody else and before you give it to somebody else. So there's a lot going on here, but it's pretty easy to teach. It's pretty small on components. It's a lot of strategy, and it's just a lot of fun. So when you go on your next backpacking adventure, be careful and watch out for the bear traps. I hope you have fun.